of identifying, measuring, communicating, and all the economic information to the permit informed judgments and decision by users of the information. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then coming to FPB, we have already discussed in last session. So accounting is a purely service activities, and what we have to provide, we have to provide quantitative information that is financial in nature, that all the economic entities, what we have to take decision that we have to take from these information that is useful. And similarly, another eminent personality is accounting is a service activities. It is purely descriptive or analytical discipline. It measure, classify, and summarize all the financial data relating to your business. That is very important. You have to concentrate on your business. Don't bother about other business, but you have to gain the knowledge about your competitor, what they are doing in the market. So you have to collect and communicate information about all the activities, and we have to provide information to users. And we have already discussed that accounting is an information system. That system contains 3 activities, that is input, processing of input, and output. So it is purely a series of linked activities. So these accounting activities form a progression of various steps, that beginning with observing, then you have to collect the information, you have to record all the financial information, you have to analyze all the financial information. Finally, you have to prepare financial statement, and you have to communicate all the information to the users. So, my dear friends, we know that in other way, what we say, that accounting process involves the accumulation, analysis, measurement, interpretation, classification, and summarization of the results of each of the business transaction. So this is purely that accounting is known as information system. So what do we know, that accountant act as transmitter, information source, collect all the information. And what do we know, that is when we prepare that financial statement, that we say that is channel of communication. So who are the receiver? That is external users. So accounting, that is purely an information system. And we know that business activities and transactions, that we have to go through the recording of all the business data, financial data. We have to measure the business transaction. We have to process all the financial data. Then we have to prepare it, and we have to storage all the data. And at last, we know that when you prepare the financial statement, and we know that it communicates about your profit, about your loss, if then about your financial health during a particular period. And we have already discussed that bookkeeping, when the process of bookkeeping ends, the process of accounting starts. And we know that bookkeeping, that is purely a recording phase. That is purely basis of accounting. Bookkeeping is the basis of accounting, never we ignore. And person responsible for bookkeeping are called bookkeeper. So there is no special skill or knowledge or about Companies Act, about any other law, that rules and regulation is not required as far as bookkeeper is concerned. Only duty is to keep the documents. So personal judgment of the bookkeeper is not required, because that is the preliminary stage, that is the basis of accounting. So never we take the when we take decision, when we go through the any other areas, so never we consider that bookkeeper personal judgment. So financial statements are not prepared from bookkeeping records. And we know that it is never gives complete picture of the financial condition of the business, and it does not help in complying with legal formalities, because your duty is to keep the vouchers, your duty is to chronological order, you have to record, you have to collect all the vouchers, all the information, you have to attach, and you have to keep it in chronological order. And when you take any managerial decision, that bookkeepers or bookkeeping that never provide any information. And we know that bookkeeping have no branches. So coming to that accounting, we know that is purely a summarizing phase. You have to go through the various phases: journal, ledger, trial balance, and at last we prepare financial statement. It is purely a summarizing phase of an accounting system. And bookkeeping is the basis of accounting, and accounting is basis for business language of business. So because it expresses the business in monetary terms, it expresses the business through financial statements, whether your business earned profit or incurred loss during a particular period, particular financial year, particular accounting year. And persons responsible for accounting are called accountant. And when you know that is the summarizing phase, special skill, knowledge, concept, convention, Companies Act, rules and regulations, everything that you have to know as an accountant. So personal judgment of the accountant is very essential. And we know that is financial statements are prepared from accounting records, and it gives complete picture about financial condition of the business unit, financial health of the business unit, and all the legal formalities can be complied with the help of accounting. And it provides information for taking managerial decision. And we know that three branches: financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting. We have already discussed these three branches of accounting. We have to collect the information from accountant, we have to collect the information from cost accountant, and as a management accountant, we have to prepare various reports, and that reports must be submitted to the management for decision making process. So here question arises, what are the tools and techniques? That is purely for internal purpose. We have to apply the rules, apply the tools and techniques: ratio analysis, comparative statement, comparison statement, trend analysis, segment reporting, everything that as per requirement of the business unit, as per the size of the business unit. Suppose my business unit is for 5 years. So what are the requirements? My business unit is continuing last 60 years. So what are the requirements? Established company 60 years. So accordingly, you have to prepare the various reports by taking that financial statement and cost statement. We have to prepare that various report, and we have to submit to the management. We all of us know that management will take decision. Accountant never take decision. Management will take decision. So we know that it aims to provide information to external users, because you have to give information about the profit. You have to give information about your loss incurred during a particular period, because we know suppliers supply the materials to your business. Bankers provide loans to your business. Investor invest that money in your business. So they are always interested to know about your position, your health. So it is purely subject to a definite accounting methods that is known as double entry system. Okay, double entry system. So we know it is subject to GAAP. What is that GAAP? Generally accepted accounting principles. And we know when we talk about that measure, how to measure all the business transaction, that is money is the only key. Uses money as a measurement unit for each and every business transaction. So statements Various statements and reports are prepared for a definite period, for a financial year, or we say in quarterly basis, we have to compare with other competitor, or we compare with the itself in your business. Why sales declined in this quarter if we compare to last year quarter? So we have to analyze. Or you may prepare that half yearly report and compare with the last half yearly report that what is the result about sales, what is the result of purchase of material, what is the result, anything that we have to compare, we have to analyze, we have to summarize, and you take decision. So whether you produce the product or shut down the product, whether you purchase material from X or Y, so anything that you have to decide by comparing, by preparing the reports. So we know that it is purely a general purpose report. It is not for internal purpose. We have to provide information to all external users. So, and it emphasizes the past. All the business transactions occurred, then we go for recording. So it required by law. We have to go through the Companies Act. We have to go through that various concepts, convention, Indian accounting standard, that is IND AS or IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard. It focuses on parts, it focuses on departments, it focuses on product division. So which division, which product, product A, department A gives more profit in comparison to product B? So why less profit? What are the lacunas? We have to find out by preparing the various report, by going through financial statement, preparing the financial statement quarterly, half yearly, or yearly. Always we have to prepare yearly wise, that we have to submit to the register of companies, we have to submit for the income tax purpose, but half yearly and quarterly report, we have to compare with your own institution, own organization, own business, or any other, with any other business. So last, that is generally stands on its own. And remember, you have to concentrate on generating accurate and timely data. So what about that cost accounting? We know that it serves for three purposes. One is cost ascertainment. How much cost if we produce the product? Because we have to engage the material, we have to engage the labor, we have to engage the expenses, and we have to ascertain the cost. Then we have to fix the selling price. Selling price, if cost is 100 rupees, so never we sell it as less than 100 or equal to 100. We have to add some profit. So you have to fix the selling price. Then you may go for that cost control. And it helps in decision-making process. Where to purchase, when to purchase, how much to purchase, everything that we have to go through in cost accounting. And remember, that is predominantly for management and internal use. We have to prepare the cost sheet. We have to consider all direct and indirect material, labor, and elements of cost. Labor, direct labor, indirect labor, factory overhead, office and administration overhead, selling overhead, everything we have to include, and we have to find out how much cost of the product. And we have to fix the selling price. And similarly, financial accounting, it also focuses on segment, organizational unit or responsibility center. So it always emphasizes on timeliness and promptitude. You have to prepare all the reports before time, in time. It is not mandatory in case of all types of undertaking, that is cost accounting. It is not subject to GAAP, that is generally accepted accounting principles. Always we have to concentrate on, that is cost accounting record rules. Because this one is the second branch. First we have to financial accounting, we have to go through the GAAP, we have to go through the Companies Act, we have to go through the IND AS, and we have to go through that IFRS. Accordingly, we have to prepare the report, and we have to submit to the income tax, submit to that register of companies annual report. So it is not at all, cost accounting is not at all subject to GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. Remember, my dear friends, it is concerned with the composition and control of cost, because your duty is to control the cost. That is variable cost, semi-variable cost. So we have to control the cost. It is purely a composition of cost. And remember, it discloses profit or loss of each product, each process, each job individually. We have to find out, because job is separate, process is separate. So we have to find out how much profit or loss. And stocks are valued at cost. It is concerned with the, we know that it's composition and control of cost. We know these are the branches: financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting. So what are the elements of accounting? We have already discussed in last session. That is, elements directly related to the measurement of financial position. That is the preparation of balance sheet. That is, assets, we have to consider assets, liabilities, and equity. Similarly, elements directly related to the measurement of performance in the profit and loss account, that are income and expenses. Income and expenses. So what is that asset? Assets, that is purely a measurement. That is purely a measurement. That is controlled by the business unit. Controlled by the business unit. That by the way that all the past events and from which future economic benefits are expected to flow for the business unit. So what about that liabilities? It is purely an obligation toward the business. Obligation toward the business. That is either insider or outsider. Who are the outsider? Creditor, bankers, investors. Insider, employees, owner. So it is purely an obligation of the factors that arising from the events and settlement of which the expected results in an outflow from the business unit of resources for economic benefits. Then what is that equity? It is purely residual interest. It is purely inclination toward the business as a owner, as a proprietor, and in the assets of the business unit after deducting its liabilities. After deducting its liabilities. Then last two elements: income, that increase the economic benefits during the particular financial year, that is either inflow of assets or decrease of liabilities, or that result increase in equity. So what is that expenses? It decrease the benefits during the accounting period in the form of outflows, or that is incurrence of liabilities, that result decrease in equity. Decrease in equity. My dear friend, these are the 5 elements always you have to remember: assets, liabilities, capital, income, expenses. Here question arises: who are the equity participants? It means shareholders in case of company, proprietor in case of sole proprietorship, or partners in case of partnership firms. All are interested in the business, inclination toward the business. So they go for business, their intention is to make profit. So they are equity participant, coming under the category equity participant. Then coming to that, we know that is financial accounting, that is fuel for external purpose. It records what has happened, that is based on past transaction in a true and fair manner. We have to record all the business transactions in chronological order, in various phases of accounting. And we have to follow the legal requirement, legal regulation, accounting standard that is issued by ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And we have to go through the GAAP that is generally accepted accounting principle, and what are the types of expenses that it emphasizes, and the stewardship aspect of accounting that we have to consider. And at last, it provides overall view of the business unit. Any business unit, whether you are partnership firm or sole proprietors or companies. So, my dear friend, this one is very important. That is accounting cycle. When you talk about that accounting cycle, that identification of business transaction, that is very important. You have to identify the business transaction, because never we concentrate on other business transaction, what they are doing, because you have to record the business transaction in your books of account. Don't bother about other business account, business books of account. So remember, accounting cycle, that is very important step, that is identification of transaction. Then when you say that identification of transaction, preparation of business documents, that is very important, that either prepared or received business documents. Suppose I would say that electric bill, either you have to pay through cash or check or online mode. So receipt generated by that electric company there, so paid on that date. So that is expenses for you. So come with the expenses voucher and attach that particular document paid on that date. That is the supporting document, that is the proof. And as a whole, we may say that might be recorded in the books of account on that particular date. So that is the business document for you. Suppose you pay rent, suppose you pay any other expenses, accordingly you have to prepare the vouchers. So business documents are prepared or received. Business documents are prepared or received. Then very next, transactions are recorded in the books of original entry. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. पूरा साइलेंट समझते गले मु कहि चलची जोर हे जाउची कि जदि कहबे स्लो करबी.
हाँ सर ठीक है.
Okay, thank you. So last 5 minutes we will discuss any queries. So transactions are recorded in book of original entry. What is that book of original entry? Book of prime entry, that is journal. So when you identify the business transaction, then you have to prepare the business documents and you have to record it in the book of original entry, book of prime entry, that is journal. Then remember, when you record it in the journal, that is the book of original entry, your question arises, why you say that book of prime entry, book of original entry? Because remember, all the business transactions are recorded first in that books of account. For that reason, we'll say that is the original entry, book of original entry, book of prime entry, that is journal. Then when you record all the transaction in the journal, so we have to post it into ledger. Post it into ledger. And remember, when you go through that ledger, ledger is a summary of all individual accounts. We know that 5 elements: income. Under income, that is, we may go through the subheading, that is sales, interest received, commission received, rent received. Similarly, when you go through the expenses, there are so many subheading: rent, electricity charges, wages, salary, carriage inward, carriage outward, telephone charges, any expenses. So for each expenses, each income, each asset, each liabilities, suppose 5 bank account, never we record in one place. we have to go through the various pages. We have to maintain a ledger for each a folio page for each bank account. So all the business transactions are posted to ledger, whether that is expenses or income or assets or liabilities. So then what we have to do, that is a very important. If not last transaction of the period, what is that? Last transaction of the financial year. We all of us know that financial year, that is accounting year, it starts from 1st April and ends with consecutive 31st March, because 12 months is there. Consecutive. Never we say that is 2020 to 2025 is the financial year. What we have to say? 2020 to 21. That is 1st April 2020 to 31st March 2021. So if not last transaction of the period, then same process we have to continue. We have to identify the transaction, we have to prepare the business documents, and all the transactions are recorded in books of original entry, book of prime entry, that is journal, and all the business transactions are posted into ledger. Then if not last transaction, we have to continue with the same process. If last transaction of the period, out is a transaction nahi, last transaction, so what we have to do? Preparation of trial balance. So remember, trial balance is not an account, it is a statement of account. So when all the business transactions are posted into ledger, from ledger we have to find out. Here question arises, why you prepare ledger? Suppose your boss will ask, you are working as accountant. So suppose your boss will ask, how much rent paid? So immediately you go to that page and find out, sir, rent paid up to July or August, that is in each month, that is 40,000 or 50,000 or 5,000, whatever may be the money, total paid up to August. Immediately you may say, suppose your boss will ask that in Canada Bank, kete paisa achi, so immediately you go to that page and immediately find out that 5 crore 40,000 is there, 40 lakh is there. What are the check issued in last day? So immediately you go to that ledger and find out these are the check issued to the parties. Similarly, you have to maintain that creditors ledger, debtors ledger, everything that you have to maintain. So if last transaction of the period of the accounting year, then remember, my dear friends, that we have to prepare the trial balance. Trial balance is a statement of account. Each individual total at the end of the day, that is 31st March, if no other transactions, no adjustment to be made, so that we have to find out. These are the expenses made. These are the income incurred. Then these are the assets purchased. And these are the information about your bank loan. And these are the information about capital. All the information that we have to find out from that folio page from ledger. So trial balance is a statement of account. It always agrees. So then if
Sir, I have a doubt.
yes, just to wait and note it, we will discuss at sharp 8:10. Okay? Sorry, I clear all your doubt. So listen, and any doubt, you just write down the question. One by one, I'll go. Otherwise, you give the information in chat box, I'll give one by one. So preparation of trial balance. So when you prepare the trial balance, we have to pass the adjustment entry. We have to pass the reverse entries. We have to go through the closing entries. This is accounting cycle. So what is the conclusion? Accounting cycle starts from identification of transaction. We remember, accounting cycle starts from identification of transaction. and ends with preparation of final accounts. Our objective is to prepare the financial statement, not trial balance, not ledger, not journal, not only identify the transaction. Our objective is to prepare the financial statement, prepare the final account, find out the profit you earned or loss incurred, and about your financial health of the business. So, my dear friends, what we have to do? We have to pass the closing entries because books of account closed on that day. And we have to go for reverse entries because business is an ongoing process. So, accounting cycle starts from identification of transaction, ends with preparation of final account by passing adjustment entry. First, we have to pass all the adjustment entry. What is that adjustment entry? What is that closing entry? What is reverse entry? We have to discuss in that in details through various when we go through the various phases. That is the journal, ledger, and trial balance. So, and we have to go through the reverse entries. So, accounting cycle starts from identification of transaction and ends with preparation of final account by passing adjustment entry, closing entries, and reverse entries. So, what it means? It refers to sequence of accounting procedures and used to record, classify, and summarize your business transaction. Don't concentrate about other business transaction. It begins with identification of transactions and ends with that we have to pass the reverse entries for prepaid and outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses. So, this is all about your accounting cycle. So here question arises, what are the types of account? Normally we say that is first one is personal account. Then second one is real account. Then third one is nominal account. What is personal account? These accounts show the transactions with the customers, suppliers, money lenders, and the owner. So we know that purpose of preparing is to ascertain the balance due or due from persons or any other business unit, any other organization. That is personal account. What about real account? We may see is in personal account, RAM account, SAM account, SBI account, NALCO account, that Utkal University account, DDC account, whatever may be. ABC Limited account, XYZ Limited account. So that is coming under personal account. Person, individual, legal entities, all are involved with your business. So what about real account? Remember, it relates to assets. Only assets, accounts of assets and properties, land, building, plant and machinery, cash, everything that is coming under real account. Then nominal account. So these are the accounts of incomes, expenses, gains, losses, wages paid, discount received, discount allowed, office expenses made, rent paid. So all are coming under nominal account. Personal account that relates to person, individual, legal entities, corporates, Hindu undivided families. So any account that is coming under personal account, individual, Ram account, Hari account, Madhav account, Sita account, Nalco account. But we have to analyze. Then real account, it relates to assets, land, building, vehicle, plant and machineries, cash, investment. Then coming to nominal account, it relates to income, expenses, losses, and gains. So we all of us know that rules of debit and credit that relates to these three accounts. Personal account, that is, we have to always remember debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real account, that we have to remember debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Then in nominal account, that we have to remember the golden rules of debit and credit, that is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So how many elements? 5 elements. So out of that 5 elements, that income and expenses, that is purely, we got all the information from nominal account. Because it relates to expenses, it relates to income. Rule says debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Then another 3 is there. What are the 3 elements? Capital, assets, and liabilities. So capital, assets, and liabilities. That assets are purely coming under real account. All the information that relates to assets we may receive from real account. Debit what comes in, purchase of asset, credit what goes out, cash goes out from the business. Then personal account, that is capital and liabilities. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So we have to remember these 3 elements, 3 account, rules as against these 3 account, and 5 elements. 5 elements. So my dear friends, that we have to know who are the users of accounting information. We have already discussed that internal users and external users. When we talk about internal users, management, that board of directors, partners, managers, officers, all are coming under internal users. Then when you talk about external users, financing group, that lenders, investors, suppliers. Then public group, government agencies, labor union, employees, customers, that all are coming under that group, public group. Then this is all about users of accounting information. Lenders are interested to know your business. Investors interested to know your business. Suppliers are also interested to know your business, whether profit earned or loss incurred. Nothing else, only these 2. And financial health, financial position. Continuously, you are going through that loss for 5 to 10 years. Can you survive in the market? No, not at all. Business unit continuously makes profit. Investors are interested to invest in your companies. Bankers are interested to give loan to your business unit. So always your objective is to create your own values in the market. You have to enhance your business to other areas from that local to vocal, that is international market. You have to expand your business. You have to go through that purchase one loss-making companies and you expand your business, or profit-making companies in comparison to your business. So always you have to see the dream, big dream, and you have to achieve a lot. So my dear friends, when you talk about accounting, that is very important segment, whether that is financial accounting, cost accounting, or management accounting. So your duty and responsibility as an accountant, as a cost accountant, as a management accountant is to take decision by preparing the cost sheet, by preparing the financial statements, by preparing the various reports. And you have to give suggestions to the management. Whether management will accept or reject, that is different matter. But you have to give financial suggestion. You may act as financial manager. So accounting plays vital role. So remember, recording of transaction, that is very important. When we talk about transaction, that is in one side, that is cash transaction, in other side, that is non-cash transactions are there. That is credit transaction. Credit transaction. So when you talk about that cash transaction, remember we have to record it in cash book. All the cash received and cash payments, that is recorded in cash book. Similarly, non-cash transaction, that we have to record in journal. Then from cash book, from journal, that we have to integrate into ledger, that is purely a classified summary of all the business transaction. Classified summary of all the business transaction. That is all about how to record the transaction, because we know that phases of accounting, that accounting cycle, that we know that is, it starts from identification of transaction and ends with preparation of final account. And we have to identify whether transaction is cash transaction or non-cash transaction. So we have to go through the second phase, that is ledger. From ledger, we have to prepare trial balance. Then from trial balance, we have to prepare that final accounts or financial statement. So here question arises, what are the phases of accounting process? We have to identify all the business transactions. We have to record the, prepare the business documents. Then when you say phases of accounting process, journalization of transactions and events is the first phase. Then coming to second, that we know from journal to ledger, ledger posting and ledger balancing is very important. We have to make balance. We have to find out that shows debit balance or credit balance. Then when you find out that debit balance and credit balance from ledger, then what we have to do? We have to prepare the trial balance. Very interesting, trial balance. Because we all of us know that is trial balance is not a state, not an account. It is purely a statement of account. So then what we have to do? We have to prepare the final accounts. So from journal to ledger, ledger to trial balance to preparation of final accounts. These are the phases we have to proceed. So, my dear friends, that is conceptual framework of financial accounting. That when you talk about financial accounting, what we have to go through? We have to go through the principle, that is double entry system. We have to go through that. Then what we have to do? Then very next, that we have to proceed for cash transaction. When we identify the transaction, so for cash transaction, and other one is for non-cash transaction or credit transaction. What we have to do? We record in cash book. For non-cash, we go for journal. Then from cash book, and we have to integrate. We have to integrate into ledger. Then from ledger, what we have to do? We have to prepare the trial balance. Then from trial balance, what we have to do? That we have to prepare the financial statement. That is the conceptual framework of financial accounting. Financial statement. So everything is here. So we have to go through the double entry system. What is double entry system? What is single entry system? Just we have to discuss that for cash transaction, for non-cash transaction, that we have to go through the cash book and journal. Then we have to integrate into ledger, ledger to trial balance to financial statement. So we know that one is cash book, other one is journal. Then from journal to ledger, ledger to trial balance to preparation of financial statement or final accounts. So here question arises, what are the books of accounts maintained by a business unit? Remember that when you talk about books of account, that there are two areas. One is journal, other one is ledger. When you talk about that journal, journal is the book of prime entry, journal is the book of original entry. All the business transactions are recorded in that books of account. That is the main book. That is the main book. So what are the divisions of journal? Divisions of journal. First one is cash book. Second one is purchase day book. Then sales day book. Then purchase return day book. Sales return day book. Last one is journal proper. So these are the division of journal. Journal is the original book. So these are the divisions. Cash book. All the cash receipts and cash payments are recorded in the cash book. All the credit purchase transactions are recorded in purchase day book. All the credit sales transactions are recorded in the sales day book. Then coming to purchase return day book, that is outward due to any wear and tear, due to any damage, you have to return to the party. So such type of transaction you have to record in purchase return day book. Then coming to sales return. So customers return due to any reason, that you have to record that books of account, sales return day book. That is inward. Bikithile bakire jinsa feri asila. Then last one is journal proper. Journal proper. Journal is different. Journal proper is different. All the transactions you have to record in that books of account, that is journal, book of original entry, book of prime entry. But what is that journal proper? Remember all the adjustment, rectification, if any required. So we have to pass in the journal proper. Any adjustment we have to make. Suppose instead of 5,000, already we record it as 550. So balance amount we have to pass in the journal proper. Never you use eraser, whitener in that books of account. That is authenticated books of account. So never you use that. So we have to pass that entry in the journal proper. Any adjustment entry. Suppose rent paid for the total year is 24,000. That means in each month 2,000. But outstanding rent is 4,000. So you have to adjust, pass the adjustment entry in journal proper, because you have to find out true and correct financial position, true and correct profitability position. Then coming to ledger, that one is debtors ledger, other one is creditors ledger, third one is general ledger. What is the debtors ledger? Debtor, D-E-B-T-O-R. Debtor is the party who relates to credit sales. Creditor is the party who relates to credit purchase. So concerned books of account is here. That is purchase day book and sales day book. Debtors is the party who relates to credit sales. So sales day book is there. It records all credit sales transaction. Party is known as debtors. 10 debtors for your business. So you have to record individually in ledger, because that is the summary. How much to be received from the party, how much to be paid to the party, that is creditor. Purchase day book is concerned books. Except debtor and creditor, all other ledger, all other summarized statement, summarized accounts, we have to record in general ledger. So this is all about books of account. So any question from your side, one by one, you may ask.
Sir, creditors ledger, once again, please.
Creditors is the creditor is the party who relates to credit purchase. Concerned books of account is purchase day book. Because what is that purchase day book? All the business transactions that relates to credit purchase, you have to record in purchase day book. Creditor is the party who relates to credit purchase. Debtor is the party who relates to credit sales. बाकी रे जो जिनस बिकिले जो जिनस किनिले.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any question?
Sir, financial year 2020-2021 ना कहे कि 2020-21 only को पे कहउछंदी.
Once again.
Sir, हमें normally financial year गोटे 2020-2021 ना कहे कि normally 2022-21 एमती काहे कहउछु.
सेमती किछि नाही बुझले कि आपन ना होची कोन स्वयं प्रभा ना शुभश्री
सुप्रिया
सुप्रिया राउत
आई पाणिग्राही
सुप्रिया पाणिग्राही आपन सांग आपन डाकिबो एसपी सेमती 2021 हमें 2020 2021 काहे कि कहूने खाली 20 21 कहूचे या तो आपनकर नॉर्मली 2020-21 कहि परिबे 2020-21 भी कहि परिबे सेमती किछ नाही बट आपन जानिया पड़िबो जे सेटा होची 12 मास सेटा होची फाइनेंशियल ईयर इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 1st April and ends with 31st March consecutive 31st March. Suppose your business unit is new one, you started business on 1st August 20. So what is your first financial year? 1st August March 20 to 31st March 21. अपन बिजनेस स्टार्ट करले अगस्त 1 रे 2020 रे तो फर्स्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर इज 1st August. नेवर हमें कहि परिबानी 1st April कहना बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन के बिजनेस कमेंस हेची 1st August रे तो फर्स्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर इज 1st August टू 31st March 2021 2021. तो नेक्स्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर that is 1st April 21 to 31st March 22. Clear?
Sir, general ledger, please.
Fiscal year ta kaun?
General ledger.
Ledger, sir.
Okay. One by one. Don't worry. General ledger. Sir, asya je hame discussion kariya. Don't worry. General ledger. What is that general ledger? We know that is one is debtors ledger, second one is creditors ledger, third one is general ledger. So that means first two is very specific ledger. That is debtors ledger. Who is debtor? Debtor is the party, either individual or a company or a other business unit. Debtor is the party who relates to credit sales. Credit sales. हमें जहाँ टू बाकी रे किनिले हमें ताकू मन रखिबा ना नहीं, जहाँ को बाकी रे बिकिले ताकू मन रखिबा ना नहीं, ताठू हमें पैसा आनिबा ताकू पैसा दबा आउ जण को. तो debtor is the party who relates to credit sales. तो concerned books of account is sales day book. Similarly, creditor is the party who relates to credit purchase. बाकी रे credit purchase. तो concerned books of account is purchase day book. तो remember, except these two debtors, other individual head is there. Suppose I will say that is expenses. Under expenses, so many subheading is there. Rent paid, electricity charges, then newspaper periodicals. So everything that we have to record in individual ledger. Ledger is the summary of all individual account. Whether that account belongs to asset, belongs to that capital, belongs to income, belongs to liabilities. Panchta bank account अछि. So we have to separately, we have to maintain in general ledger. जानी परिबा हमें को बैंक रु को चेक दिया हला, को बैंक रु को चेक डिपॉजिट हला, केते बैंक बैलेंस अछि. For that we have to maintain a ledger summary. Clear?
Sir, journal proper
Yes, sir.
Okay, one by one. Journal proper. So हमें कौन accounting cycle जानी थी? Accounting cycle it starts from identification of transaction and ends with preparation of final accounts. So by passing adjustment entry, by passing reverse entry, by passing closing entries. Suppose mu books of account lekhuchi seti समस्त acquainted तो ओडिया संगरे
हाँ सर
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay ओडिया भारी बढ़िया so what we have to do so all the transactions that any mistake cash book lekhuche गोट जगह 5000 जगह भाउचर अछि 5000 पेड करछे बाय मिस्टेकली मु लिख देली 500 क्लोज कर देली अकाउंट्स बा क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शन लिखि देछि क्लोज कर देछि मु सेठी जाई कि रबर इरेजर दे कि काटी कि लिखि परिबिनी नेक्स्ट डे रे जानिले कि नेक्स्ट वीक रे जानिले काहे कि कैश बैलेंस मिलुनी काहे कि मिलुनी उतल देखिली कोठी मिस्टेक हेछि पोस्टिंग रे मिस्टेक हेछि कि एंट्री रे मिस्टेक हेछि मु फाइंड करली मु सेठी जाई कि करेक्शन इमीडिएटली करि परिबिनी वी हैव टू पास इन जर्नल प्रॉपर rectification entries we have to pass okay rectification मु किछि छाडी जाई छि ट्रांजैक्शन भूल ले तो मु जर्नल प्रॉपर रे जिबी मु ताको जर्नल ले गेंजी की सेट लिखि देई परिबिनी 5000 जगह रे 2000 बुझेला द नेक्स्ट
Thank you, sir.
Sir, branches of accounting book रे detail mention है
Sir, double
Once
entry.
again.
branches of accounting book रे detail mention है financial and cost accounting
credit
का
purchase credit
1 minute financial accounting another one is cost and management accounting
नहीं मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग ही मेंशन है बुक रे कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग ता तार पार्ट ऑफ करा है
हां cost and management accounting because both are for internal purpose आपण माने दुकान जाइथिबे दुकाने पचारचंती जे एटा केते टका ना एटा 500 टका प्रोडक्ट सेटू कहले ना रख 480 कहले ना लाभ नाही 2 टका बाहर 5 टका से पाइबिनी मु दुकान खोली बसची एसी चारटा लगैची 10 जण लोकन को रखिची मु कहू मोर गोटे प्रोडक्ट सेल करले 5 टका बाहरची एटा हसिवा छडा किछ नाही सेति लागि हम अकाउंट्स पढी कि जाने सब जिंस तो एटा दैट इज प्योरली फॉर इंटरनल पर्पस सेति लागि गोटे ब्रांच नै जाइथे परंती बट नॉर्मली वी से फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग the nature is different cost accounting then management accounting
okay the previous year question
jane please
financial accounting ro previous year question कुछ भी नहीं हमरो वेबसाइट रे एटा new
okay that I will talk to Rashmi madam
okay ma'am thank you.
I will provide the question don't worry
Sir, conceptual framework, please explain, sir.
conceptual framework केमती हमें फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग करूचे हमें कोन व्हाट इज डबल एंट्री सिस्टम नेक्स्ट क्लास रे कहबी तो हमें जाउचे प्रिंसिपल हमें जाउचे गैप जनरली एक्सेप्टेड अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल वी हैव टू गो थ्रू IND AS Indian accounting standard that is issued by Institute of Chartered Accountants of India we have to follow that IFRS International Financial Reporting Standard and we have to prepare the report so when we say about cash transaction all the cash receipt and cash payment that is recorded in cash book similarly non-cash transaction that will indicate we have to know that we have to prepare trial balance from trial balance we have to prepare the financial statement as on particular date that is 31st March that is purely a conceptual framework of financial accounting we have to go through the phases journal ledger trial balance these are the 3 phases of accounting when you talk about input what is that input processing and output what is our output is financial statement because by going through that financial statement we may find out profit earned or loss incurred then what is our input we have to identify the business transaction we have to record it in the that is we have to prepare the business document that is our input business document jodi nahi can I record it in our books of account mo au kahar transaction ani record kar debi ki more personal transaction business re record karibi ki no not at all so these are the inputs we have to go through the process what are the process we have to go through the journal to ledger to trial balance then we may receive the final output any question next
Sir, general ledger is all general transactions
except debtors and creditors au jaha rohila ସବୁ ତକ ଆମର ଜେନେରାଲ ଲେଜର ରେ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ପେଜ ରେ ଲେଖା ହବ।
ठीक अछि।
Sir, financial accounting re sir, it is subject to GAAP. Into cost accounting, it is not subject to GAAP. Sir,
ନା ଏଟା ହଉଛି କଷ୍ଟ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟିଂ ରେକର୍ଡ ଆଣ୍ଡ ରୁଲ୍ସ ଆମକୁ ମାନିବାକୁ ପଡିବ। କଷ୍ଟ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟିଂ ରେକର୍ଡ ଆଣ୍ଡ ରୁଲ୍ସ ଅଛି 1962 we have to
separate sir seta.
ହଁ ସେଟା ସେପାରେଟ
Achha, okay.
बिकज ଆମେ ସେଠି କଷ୍ଟ ବାହାର କରୁଛେ। ଆମେ ଫାଇନାନ୍ସିଆଲ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟିଂ ରେ କଷ୍ଟ ବାହାର କରିପାରିବାନି। ଫାଇନାନ୍ସିଆଲ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟିଂ ରେ ବର୍ଷ ଶେଷରେ ଆମେ ବାହାରିବା 5ଟା ମୋର ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ, 5ଟା ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରଡ୍ୟୁସ କରୁଛି। ମୁଁ କହିବି ମୋ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ ଏତିକି ପ୍ରଫିଟ ହେଇଛି, ଲକ୍ଷେ ଟଙ୍କା ପ୍ରଫିଟ ହେଇଛି। ବଟ୍ କଷ୍ଟ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟିଂ କଣ କହିବ? ମୋର ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ ଏ ଦେଇଛି 20,000 ପ୍ରଫିଟ, ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ B 30,000, ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ C 40,000, ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ D 20,000, ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ E gives 10,000 loss or 5,000, whatever may be. So finally we may say that is both the accounts shows profit of 1 lakh.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, explain ledger and trial balance again, sir.
Ledger is the summary of all individual account. How many elements? 5 elements. How many account? 3 accounts. Personal account, real account, nominal account. Nominal account that relates to income and expenses. Real account relates to assets. Personal account relates to others, that is capital. So capital and liability, capital, assets and liabilities that deals with personal and real, and nominal and that is deals with income and expenses. Okay. Okay, thank you. Sir, asileni.
Thank you, sir.
Next.
Okay, sir.
Asinandi.
Thank you.
Na asili.
Thank you, sir.
Next class kahar achi?
Thank you, sir.
ସାର୍ ଯଦି ପିପିଟି ଟା ସେୟାର କରିଥାନ୍ତେ ସାର୍ ଟିକେ ଭଲ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତା।
ଦେଇଦେବି madam କୁ ହେଲା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
Sir, last class ର କୌଣସି PPT ଆମେ ପାଇନୁ।
ଏଇ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ ପିପିଟି ମୁଁ ଅଲରେଡି ଫାଷ୍ଟ 5-10 ମିନିଟ୍ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଛି, ଏଟାକୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଦେଇଦେବି।
ଏଟା ସାର୍ ସେଇ ଡିଡିସି ଗ୍ରୁପ ରେ ପଠେଇବେ ତ ସାର୍?
ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କନଫର୍ମ କରିଦେବି, ଟିକେ ରଶ୍ମି ମ୍ୟାଡମ ସାଙ୍ଗେ କଥା ହେଇଛି, ଡୋଣ୍ଟ वरी।
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍।
ଓକେ ଓକେ, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ
Thank you,
ଅଲ୍,
sir.
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
ଯୋଉମାନେ ଲ୍ୟାପଟପ ରେ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଜୁମ ରେ, ସେମାନେ ବି ରେକର୍ଡିଂ କରିପାରିବେ ସେସନ।
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Today we'll be starting with your OB class. Is the screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, let me just start off by asking 2-3 questions. What do we understand by organizational behavior? What is behavior in general? Please, keep the class interactive, please.
In an organization.
No, what is behavior? We are just communicating with each other. And what is the, purpose of behaving in a certain way?
A way of expression is
Way of
behavior.
expression. In an organization, we need to behave or we need to communicate in a certain way because we have, two structures which is at work at that particular time, the formal structure as well as the informal structure. So the focus over here would be the formal structure. Why? Because it is important so that if the communication process between employees is good and efficient, then the organizational as well as the individual goals can be met. So what is our organizational behavior? Let's go for the definition. It is a field of study that investigates the impact that individuals, groups, and structure the organization, the environment, the hierarchy which it is having have on the behavior within the organizations for the purpose of applying that knowledge towards improving an organization's effectiveness. So effectiveness basically means we have to achieve the common goal. Common goal is being the organizational goal. We over here, when we are working together in synchronous, our objective is to achieve the common goal, organizational goal. Hence, organizational behavior becomes a crucial part of it to see to it that whatever all the departments are interdependent in their work. If it is so, then if the communication is not proper, then due to miscommunication there will be error and it is going to affect the decision making. Hence, organizational behavior and the communication aspect of it becomes the most crucial part. Let's talk about the conflict. Let's talk about why we are focusing on behavior within the organization, because organization is